How does it feel to hold a stuffed animal? What about to touch a piece of sandpaper? A fluffy sheep or a spiky porcupine? What about a snowball or a freshly baked roll? Today we are talking about touch. One of the incredible things about our body is that our skin feels touch everywhere. We can feel from down at our toes when our socks get all tangled up, all the way up to the top of our head if our hair gets pulled. Touch is an important way we explore our world. What would it be like if you couldn't feel the cool slipperiness of the water while swimming, or a cozy blanket wrapped around you at night? Sometimes we talk about touch as the way something is important to us, such as the message of that movie really touched me, or that song touched my heart. What we really mean is that that meant a lot to us, or that it was important to us. The Bible passage I'm referencing today is a story of a person that was so sick they were not allowed to be around other people. In Jesus' time, people didn't understand sickness like we do now. So many people that were sick were not allowed to be around anyone else. They had to be alone and separate. I imagine that felt really lonely. In fact, we all have a pretty good idea of how that feels, even though we have been able to be with our family and maybe our school friends. We've also had to be separate for a lot of the year from many people that we love. Jesus was in a crowd on his way to heal a little girl when this sick person reached out and touched the edge of his cloak. Just a tiny spot, and they were healed. Jesus stopped and asked who had touched him. I can't help but think that this sick person might have been really terrified right now. They knew that they were not supposed to be around people, let alone touch someone. Not only that, they are healed now. They could just leave and hope that's the end of it, but somehow this brave person that dared not only to be around people who they weren't supposed to, but also who dared to reach out and touch Jesus, didn't do that. The disciples are so confused. They say to Jesus, "How can you ask who touched you? We're in the middle of a crowd." Many times in the Bible, the disciples asked pretty silly questions, but this seems like a pretty decent question to me. Come on, Jesus, we've got people all around us. We're surrounded. But Jesus is persistent. He wants to find who this person is. The person doesn't yell out and say, "It was me." The Bible says that they come before Jesus trembling and falling at his feet. They knew that they broke the rules and they had no idea what Jesus might do to them. Just touching him had healed them, so they knew that he was powerful. Jesus responds, "Your faith has healed you. Go in peace." Or in one version, "You took a risk trusting me. Now you are healed and whole." We know it's true. The sick person did take a risk. They weren't supposed to be around people. They weren't supposed to reach out and touch. While we don't know exactly what this person might have been thinking, we can be pretty certain that in that moment, they felt seen. They felt important. Jesus stopped and searched for them, not because he was angry, but because they were just as important to him as the little girl that he was on his way to help. Jesus wasn't just asking who touched him. He was asking who needs my attention right now. Just like Jesus' parable of the shepherd leaving 99 sheep to search for one lost, or someone turning their whole house upside down trying to find a missing coin, Jesus shows us again and again that people are important to him, all the time, no matter what. The sick person reached out to touch Jesus, and Jesus reached out to find them. Jesus shows us that he's never too busy, never upset with us when we reach out. Jesus takes time for us, and he says we are important. He gives us his full attention. I hope throughout this week there are moments that you feel important, that you feel seen. And in turn, maybe you look for some opportunities to reach out to others to show them that they are important to you as well.